Hey, Scott from aristocob.com here.
And Seth from theshrinkingpastor.com.
And together, the three of us, we are Markwood Men's Breakfast Club. By the way, where are you from? Do you have a .com? Put that down in the comment below.
Yeah.
So, welcome once again to our weekly episodic episode of Markwood Men's Breakfast Club. Just in case you're confused, we began this week with Tobacco Advent on December 1st, and that is our countdown to Christmas.
Or count up.
With a daily episode. Why did we do this?
Don't know.
Okay.
It's something that we've done now. I think this is year 6. So this will be Tobacco Advent number 126 through 150. We'll go from December 1st through Christmas Day with daily videos. During those daily videos, if you haven't seen them, we're smoking tobacco sent from viewers like you. Thank you for those of you that have sent the tobacco, and in return, we send a ornament, which you can see on the tree behind us, which will probably be behind us.
Tobacco Advent tree.
That's right, which will be behind us during this Tobacco Advent season.
So, let's see. We are continuing our German tobacco project. This is tobacco that I get at a tobacconist in the Black Forest. Place is called Tobacco Ladle, and they have their own blend, 6 different blends, and we typically smoke blend number 6. And on my last visit, I thought, you know what, I don't think I've ever smoked number 1 through 6, so I purchased them all, and we are now on tobacco number 3. So let's crack that open.
Those of you that have watched the show before will likely have heard us refer to that as the Fruit Loopy tobacco. That seems to be its more widely known moniker than number 6.
I wonder if anybody has ever contacted the tobacconist asking for the Fruit Loopy tobacco. Ask for number 6.
I wonder how they would describe it.
That's a good question.
We don't have tobacco descriptions.
It's very fruit forward. No. So what do you think of this so far? So we have been in the process of recording Markwood Men's Breakfast Club, answering a daily question, and encouraging you to do the same, either in the comments or with a video response.
I think of the 1, 2, and 3 so far. This is probably the closest to to number 6 that we've come.
Right.
Smell it. It smells like a aromatic. Smells.
It's very, but
like a black.
Not even close.
No,
to number 6.
not close, but it's the closest. Is that a black Cavendish?
Definitely a black Cavendish, but it's also got some gold.
Yeah. We should show the tobacco.
Okay, well, let me load up and you can show it.
Yeah.
I am smoking in an old country gentleman pipe. I know it's old because the bottom of it is stamped with the Missouri Meerschaum stamp. So this is since they started adding the wood bottom to the country gentleman, and you're welcome, because I bugged the crap out of Missouri Meerschaum for years to make that happen, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I'm taking credit for it. So get that in the picture. There you go.
We should do this too. We should do number 3. We are terrible about making thumbnails and have to pull something random from the video, so we're gonna try to be a little bit better at that. Welcome to those of you from the future. If you watch the Tobacco Advent videos, in about, 3 or 4 days, I will reference this video that we haven't recorded yet. So, and I will tell you to come back and watch this video if you missed it. So if you missed it and you're here from the future,
so
welcome.
We're recording this from the future then.
Mm-hmm. That's definitely how time travel works.
Well, it's the way Star Wars works.
I don't know about that.
Modern technology from a long time ago. At least what George Lucas thought modern technology would be in the future, a future past.
Yeah. That's not the future. That's from a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Imagine what their technology must look like now. How cool is it to be in that universe, in that galaxy now? Or has society totally fallen apart? Is that why we haven't made contact with...
If the Empire won, it will be nasty. It'll be terrible.
Is the reason why we haven't ever made contact with the Empire on Earth because they no longer exist and they wipe themselves out through the combat between
Probably so.
the Sith and the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
That's sad. But I'm glad we have the historical documents, to the historical records.
You sound like you've been watching Garyx Wormuloid. Tell me you watch Garyx Wormuloid.
I don't know who that is. I have no idea who that is.
Oh my gosh! Okay, you've seen the pitch stories, pitch meetings.
Mm-hmm.
The same channel
Yeah.
does this character who is from the future, Garyx Wormuloid.
Okay.
And in the future, they've come across DVDs of all the movies that are popular today.
Okay.
And it is an alien interpreting what the story is
Reviewing.
about based on
essentially.
their mixed up
Right.
knowledge of what took place in the
Nice.
past. And so he gets characters wrong, he gets points of reference wrong.
Right. That's cool. I'll check that out.
Yeah, it's very funny.
Is that Screen Junkies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Garyx Wormuloid has eyebrows that look like a mustache. And one thing about it is apparently in the future, wherever they're from, eating is considered obscene. So every scene they use where they're showing something going into someone's mouth, there's a little bar that says censored on it. And like I said, he gets subtle little things wrong where he'll combine historical references. So like he'll be talking about Malcolm X, but he'll refer to him as Malcolm Xavier. And then tie into Malcolm X's history, the history
Right.
of the X-Men
Character or something, yeah.
It's really funny.
I will definitely check that out. No, when I say that, I'm thinking more Galaxy Quest, actually. The aliens.
Also very funny.
Same kind of concept.
Reviewing the historical data.
Yes. Yes.
That is, if you've not seen Galaxy Quest, that is the best, I would call it a B movie. It is so funny. Imagine if
Tim Allen, Sigourney Weaver. It's got so many good people. Tim Allen, Sigourney Weaver, Tony Shalhoub, Alan Rickman. Gosh. People that you will recognize from other shows and other things.
Imagine
So
if
good.
aliens saw Star Trek being beamed out to them far, far away, not Star Wars, but Star Trek, and came down to a Trek convention, a Trekkie convention. Trekkers? What do they call them these days?
Trekkies?
To a convention and got William Shatner and all of the actors thinking that they were the actual people to come and help them fight an enemy.
A real enemy.
And they thought it's a gig.
Right.
They're being asked to come and do a show. It's got a little bit of three amigos in it in that sense.
Yeah. Yes.
Very funny.
It's the exact. Actually, it's the exact. It is the Three Amigos.
They have their own El Guapo.
Yes. Well,
We all
have an
have
El
our own.
Guapo. For us, it just happens to be the real El Guapo. Yes. But it's exactly the same. Another great movie if you've not seen it. Martin Short, Chevy Chase, and Steve Martin.
Oh my goodness.
So.
And El Guapo as himself.
Yeah, that's right. So in the future, what I tell you we're going to talk about is what we're going to talk about. So I don't know how in the loop you are on this. I don't know how widely it's been not advertised, but in the news. But about a month and a half ago, maybe even longer. I don't know. My time is just really weird. All the time travel. And a month and a half ago, the Supreme Court ruled on a taxation case, and the outcome of that was that states and maybe even local governments, I'm not 100% clear, but that states can garner taxes, collect taxes on items shipped to their state from online sources. So online sources have been a bit of a haven from that, free from that in most places.
Mm-hmm. Unless the company has a physical location in that state.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. That's where their
Because
offices
like
or distribution
we didn't
centers.
pay taxes on anything from Amazon for quite a while, and then Amazon opened a warehouse in North Carolina, and then suddenly we started getting taxed
Right.
in North Carolina.
And so for us, for the company I work for, we're a small manufacturing company. We ship internationally, but we ship to all the states. And so for us, it right now there's kind of this middle phase where the Supreme Court has ruled on that, but unless those stipulations and laws are in place at the different state levels, it's not a requirement yet. But it will only be a matter of time before states pass laws that require any items being shipped into those states will be taxed. That means that every state you ship to, and again, it could even be on a more local city level. I'm not 100% sure, but on every state you ship, the laws that govern the taxation will be completely different. How do you manage something like that? You certainly don't do it easily. It's going to be very complicated. And so I was curious, as a small business owner, is that something that you has that been on your radar?
Yeah, it has. We looked at it. What we've seen so far is that it shouldn't affect us because we are still a small company.
Okay.
We are very much a boutique, and we don't sell nearly enough to, from what I've seen, to where we're going to be hit by that. However,
so is there a sales cap requirement?
That's what I've read so far. Okay. Now, that's one of the reasons why we process all of our orders through PayPal. Even people who don't want to use PayPal, who don't think they have a PayPal account, when they go to aristocop.com and enter their charge card, that charge card is processed by us or through us by PayPal. And what PayPal does for us is they keep track of a lot of things for taxes. So at the end of the year, we can run reports and determine, what do we owe and what do we need to claim for personal income tax, because we're an independent. What do you call that?
Sole proprietorship.
We're a sole proprietorship, and so it may change that. Maybe we have to become an S corp, but I'm hoping that PayPal will be on top of that, because as many people as are processing orders through PayPal, I'm hoping that they'll have that worked out. But it's going to be horrible, is what it's going to be. If I have to fill out even 50 sales tax things for 50 different states, I guess it's going to depend. Maybe we'll be one of those companies that won't ship into Washington State, for example.
Right.
Which would be horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, and so as it is right now, or as it's set up with your current system, does PayPal handle charging of taxes? Do they integrate a tax fee in? So if I'm in Washington State, and let's say Washington State passes a law that it's a 12% sales tax on tobacco products, is that something that PayPal will manage, or do you have a dashboard where you can say to Washington charge 12% or whatever?
So our website, yes, because our website will charge sales tax in North Carolina. Mm-hmm. It's a good question. It's a really good question. Good question for your mom. Thank goodness I married a bookkeeper. Jandy is super organized, and Jandy had worked at a credit union. She had been a bookkeeper in a couple places. She's great with numbers and organization. She is the yin to my yang. And she's going to have to get up to speed on this, more so than me.
So we were, my company, we were talking to Amazon about selling through Amazon. And there are really two ways that you can do that. You can have fulfillment by Amazon, where you pay Amazon to hold on to your stock, and then they ship it out as it's sold. The other option through Amazon is you post the listing on Amazon. When someone buys something, you get the notification of that, and then you ship it out. Yeah, and so you'll see if you're on Amazon, especially, I think it's especially evident when you're a Prime member. Things that are Prime shipping are almost always being fulfilled by Amazon, because they have control over that 2-day shipping.
Right.
Things that are not, where it says this is sold by or supplied by a third-party seller, that's exactly what that situation is. And so we were we had been talking to them for 2 months. We were moments away from executing a relationship with them where we would be selling our products as a third-party seller. But then when this legislation, or this court ruling came through, we put the brakes on that for now, because we don't know what Amazon's response is going to be. We don't know what our response is going to be. I mean, we don't know even internally for our online sales that we have direct to us what we will need to do. But it's even more complicated when Amazon's the one taking the money. Is Amazon managing that additional taxation? Is it something we need to manage? And there's some speculation that this may not even impact Amazon and some large online resellers all that much, because the states rely on their business to such a degree. And so there was something about even the large companies may not be impacted as much as smaller
that's true.
Medium companies.
That's true in any rate, because Amazon has got such a accounting department,
right,
that they'll hire 2 more people and get a good system going on their computer, and away they go.
And what will happen for Amazon is that cost will be passed on to either the consumer or to the seller.
Right.
And so they're not going to take a hit from their bottom line.
No.
And so
I know we looked at Fulfilled by Amazon. At one time we sold our pipes through eBay, and that's how we started before our website. And it got so expensive because they were charging a listing fee and a photo fee and a closing sale fee, and then they owned PayPal at the time, and PayPal gets their piece of flesh and so on. And they completely changed eBay in favor of people selling old items that they didn't see the cost. You don't feel the cost of that antique thing that you're reselling that used to be grandpa's. You don't feel it, and when they charge you all those fees, you're just happy to get rid of it and happy to get your $10. But if you're having to buy a product from a wholesaler or manufacturer, and then you're marking it up, putting it out there,
and you have a consistent product and a consistent cost,
and there's a perceived value, a perceived cost that's set up in the marketplace. When we looked at Amazon, we obviously wouldn't go out there with a pipe that sells for $10 and put it out there for $12,
right?
Because they'd never sell. They'd have to sell. In the way Amazon sorts things, if it is fulfilled by Amazon, if it's in their warehouse, they put it to the top of the list of the search list. So that gives preferential treatment for folks who ship their goods to Amazon. So now you have the cost getting the product to you. Packaging it individually. So if someone's going to buy 3 pipes from me, that goes in one package. If they're going to buy 3 pipes from Amazon, I have to package those individually.
Right.
Ship them to Amazon. Amazon then charges me not only that stocking fee,
the handling
but
fee,
every month that
fee.
it sits on their shelf, I have to pay for that product that remains on the shelf. So you really have to get good at either running out of inventory all the time, or being right on the cusp of running out of inventory. I don't know. It's something that we looked at a couple times. Maybe we'll look at it again, see how things move forward. I know it's convenient. I buy from Amazon all the time, and but the last time I went through, they have a little configurator that you can use to show you what your costs are going to be, and what at the end of a sale, what you're actually going to make. I might as well not sell them on Amazon.
Right.
So.
Yeah, the only way that you could do that successfully is sell it above
retail,
which you
Some
could do.
People do.
Right, because Amazon is one of those places where everybody goes there, and including people that don't know anything about pipes. You know, they're buying it as a gift, and they will overpay.
Yeah.
And that to a degree comes down to a moral question. You know, is that the kind of business you want to run?
Well, one of the things that was being done probably 10 years ago or so on eBay is people were being very careful to title their listing exactly the same as the title on their own website. So maybe put a unique part number that is unique to you and your website, knowing that people are going to copy and then paste that into a Google search and find other places that are selling that item.
Right.
And there on your website, you've got it for $1 less.
Right.
And they started clamping down on that, or trying to clamp down on that. They like, for example, they wouldn't let you put your URL in your listing anymore, and stuff like that. Amazon, I think I would do the same. I would make sure that it was possible for people to search for our goods, and go to Google, have in the title maybe the word Aristocob, boom, that's going to show up our website.
Right.
I don't know.
It's tough because there's you want to be where the people are.
Yeah.
And Amazon is where all the people are. And so it's difficult to justify, though. I mean, one of the problems we had, one of the reasons why our company wouldn't go with the fulfilled by Amazon option, is because our products are really large.
Right.
And so stocking it with Amazon would be very expensive. And our products are not, the demand for them is, it's not that it's sporadic, but it's a little sporadic. The other thing is also, for our product, we like being able to walk the customer through to make sure that they are getting exactly what they need.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody buys the wrong pipe, they still have a smokable, workable pipe. If someone buys the wrong piece of equipment from us, it might not work. It might cause a big problem for their system, and so.
That I'm curious. Now you mentioned that, if someone were to return their goods, you're going to take a ding on that.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Interesting. I'm curious. If you sell on Amazon, you do a fulfilled by Amazon, any of those things, please contact us. Either comment below or throw an email to aristocob@gmail. I'm very curious about that.
Yeah.
I debate eBay. One of the things about eBay is it technically is a search engine.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a huge draw for people that for several years after we launched our own website, we would still put a pipe at auction every single week. And I would always put in the description, please don't pay more than $10 for this pipe. That is the going rate online.
Right.
To just let folks know that, these are available online. And, again, I wasn't out for someone to spend $20 on a $10 pipe. And there are people out there who don't know that these pipes are readily available. They just stumble across it. I wonder if they have a pipe like Grandpa had.
Right.
Oh, look at this. It's beautiful. Oh, and it says it's new and it's only $20.
Yeah.
I don't want that to have. Yeah. And we actually, at one point, we were refunding the difference.
Huh.
If somebody paid $20, and we would reply back to them and say, congratulations for winning the bid. Just so you know, we sell this for $10 on our website, so we're refunding you $10.
That's cool.
Yeah, but it was such a pain.
Yeah.
Such a pain.
Yeah.
But the advantage of that was it drew in a very big crowd from eBay.
Right.
So,
right.
No denying that.
Yeah. Yeah. That, I see, I've seen videos of people that have done drop shipping from, Chinese websites or other places through Amazon, and so you get that large crowd. Amazon's not fulfilling it, and you're not fulfilling it either. And same kind of deal where the going rate, the prices are may not reflect the prices you could get it elsewhere.
Yeah.
Now, what you're paying for is convenience and stuff.
I'm curious how this is going to affect those Chinese importers. Are they going to have to charge the sales tax and then submit those sales taxes to the various municipalities?
That's a good question. Probably not. Probably not from them because it will fall to the business owner. Because
yet another advantage to the Chinese.
Right.
Wow.
It will fall to the business owner because when you think about it logistically, the Chinese is selling it to the business, who is just immediately selling it to the other person, and they're just shipping it directly to the other person.
Yeah.
And so,
at a discount because of the way our post office laws were set up. We give a super discount on quick shipping from China.
Yeah, the e-packet.
Yeah, it was supposed to be to encourage manufacturers in America to work and have a speedy way of getting samples so they could say, yeah, this is the right product, go ahead and produce it. But because that law's in place, they've figured out a way of taking advantage of that, and these vendors are getting cheaper shipping than you and I get and faster shipping than you and I get. It's crazy.
Yeah, I've been buying some things from China recently, and the shipping from China is like $1 to ship it from China. Now, what you have to be is patient because it'll take 2 to 4 weeks to receive it.
Not always, though. Not always. I've
no,
had
less
things
than a week.
In days.
Yeah, less than a week sometimes, but it can be very inconsistent. They can be very inconsistent about what you're going to get from the e-packet, because what happens is they'll put your package into a bundle, and when that bundle actually gets shipped is kind of up for whatever.
So
I've
yours
had,
is the first package to go into the pallet.
or if imagine they've got a pallet there. If they wait until the pallet gets full,
Right.
yeah, then it might be a while. I've had things that just sit there as being fulfilled, waiting for shipping for days and days and days and days before it's actually shipped. The tracking is also not great. If you ever buy something from China, just know that if it says it's sitting there and hasn't been shipped, it might show up at your door before it ever says that it was shipped. And part of that's because of the tracking. If they put something in a pallet, they have scanned the item. That item isn't going to get scanned by the shipping companies, and so you won't get that updated.
But see, that happens with the U.S. Post Office. We get that from people here who will contact us and say, I'm checking the tracking and it says it's sitting in High Point. 5 days in High Point. No, not a chance. And I say to folks, you're probably going to have it sooner than what it says.
Right.
It
may not even say it at all
to you before they say anything about it even moving out of the state. I don't understand it. I guess the post office is overwhelmed by all those Amazon packages they're delivering.
It has to do with their bulk shipping, the way they run that. Speaking of shipping, we talked about this off camera, but have you heard about the new USPS email notification thing? Let me see if I can find the exact name of it.
Yeah, this is a really good, important thing for you to know. So I don't know if you've seen. I'm sure you have. You've seen these videos of people that are getting packages dropped off at the doorstep only to have someone steal them. We had somebody in our neighborhood who they had on their Ring doorbell. They showed two packages being delivered. They were Amazon packages being delivered by a post person, but it was a temporary, person that got hired for the season.
Right.
They set the packages down. They scanned them with their phone.
Yep.
They stood back, they took a picture of the packages on the doorstep. Then they took one of the packages, put it back in their car. That was in our neighborhood.
Incredible.
And they got busted and fired, and who knows what prosecution.
Yeah, so that's a big problem, especially this time of year, holidays. But this is, I saw an article about this. It's called USPS Informed Delivery. And you can go onto the USPS website and fill out your address with them. You're basically registering an account with them, and they'll ask you some historical identifier information. Some of it for me was tricky because, like, one of the questions was, what is the value of this past address, right? Or how much did this past address cost to purchase? For me, one of those past addresses was my apartment complex, my apartment building. So I had no idea. And it gives you a couple of options. And so it'll ask 4 or 5 identifier questions. But then what will happen is you will start receiving emails, and you've not even seen this. You'll start receiving emails with scans of
The labels.
No, it's actually a scan of the actual letters that you will be receiving. And so you can see exactly what's coming into your inbox, into your mailbox. So this is, something from Spectrum. It's got all the address. I'm not going to show it up close because of address information. But you get daily emails of what's going to be in your mailbox every day. And so, like I said, it's got these scans. Well, the article I read that pointed me to this said that there are people that are signing up for the inbox for people that might be in their neighborhood
For
or
your
a neighbor.
address, since you haven't done this yet,
Right.
they can go on and sign up and say that they
As
live at
you,
that address.
with your address, so let's say your neighbor wants to steal from you and, whatever. They could sign up as you, put in your address, and then they would get a email every day showing exactly what information, what letters are going to be showing up in your mailbox. And so they could see, oh, today so-and-so is getting a new credit card, and know that they should come and steal that credit card from out of your mailbox. So I recommend signing up because it's convenient. It actually is kind of nice. There have been a couple of times that I'll send Allie a text message and say, hey, what's the deal with such and such? Or hey, you've got a letter today coming from the bank. Keep an eye out. And so it's kind of convenient, but also it could potentially be another route for getting ripped off. So USPS, whatever I called it, USPS inbound informed delivery. Go register for that.
Okay. Should we put a link below?
Sure, especially this time of year. So
Yeah, that's a good point. Now, let's go back to this tobacco. Since they've noticed we've stopped smoking.
yeah,
We are now 10 days into recording Tobacco Advent, meaning we've smoked 10 different tobaccos today. This is now number 11. I'm done.
I've been smoking really
done.
really
And so-
fast and hot
Have
today.
you?
Yeah, I mean it's practically gone.
Yeah.
If memory serves, what Tobacco 1 and 2 were like, I think this is my favorite of the 3 we've had so far.
Okay.
I think. Because the first one was kind of a Virginia,
Yeah.
was kind of normal. The second one was a little bit less normal.
Yeah.
I mean, they were both pretty plain.
Combined with my cold,
You can
I
taste
got nothing. I got absolutely nothing.
Yeah, this one had the perique in
Yeah.
it.
So I'll have to give this another smoke before I levy an opinion. But
It's a good aromatic tobacco. So far, number 6 is still winner for me.
yeah. Okay. That's good.
But we'll continue smoking this throughout the rest of December, the next couple of weeks, until we get to number 6.
Give a final opinion.
Yep. And then we check out today's Tobacco Advent video and keep coming back every day this week and continuing until Christmas Day for Tobacco Advent 2018.
Make it a great week, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.
See ya.